you love to play. Oh, you love to play. Don't your comments won't relay. Sign this on my page for you. Oh my God, he changed. Young life, I can't see back karma. I just need some brains so I could keep myself in order.
He got problems, she got problems, only I got 411 problems. Say hi, what's up, y'all? It's time for another story time. Yes, this is called the Job Heist. So this is a story time about the time where, is they say when you're getting a job, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Let me explain. Let me explain. So remember I told you guys like I was a student athlete, right? So I was also like working, playing basketball, running track, good on my grades, working. So my first job, I was in retail, and it was called, it was like a dollar store, but it wasn't Dollar Tree, but it was like a specific dollar store where literally everything was a dollar. And I got hired. And I got hired on because my mom at this time was working 3 jobs because she was trying to get out of debt from her nightmare of a husband. So one of her jobs, she was in retail as well, because we had this they called it like an outlet. It was like an outlet mall. It was an outlet mall. So we had this outlet mall in my hometown, which is no longer there now. But we had this outlet mall. So my mom worked at Kitchen Collections. She worked at Kitchen Collections there. So she was able to, because her managers was a husband and wife, and they liked me or whatever, but they really liked my mom. And so of course, like, I would come and visit my mom while she would be at work up there if I was off. And then also some of my teammates worked in the food court. So a lot of times, especially these 2 teammates, they worked at TCBY. That was like a yogurt type situation. So, like Sweet Frog, Yogly Mowgli type situation. TCBY was our yogurt spot situation. And so I would go and get free yogurt and put pineapples in the bottom and then get yogurt at the top. I don't know. I was able to get a free cup. Anyway, so yeah, like, I would go and visit when I wasn't working. But once I started working, because I had told my mom, and I was like, I want to work, which it wasn't, she didn't force me to work. I wanted to work. So of course, it used to be that way. Basically, a lot is not what you know, it's who you know. And so my mom had told her bosses, like, hey, my daughter's trying to get a job there. And at the point, like, trying to get a job. And so, and at this point in time, like, her job wasn't hiring. But they knew, of course, with them being managers, like, this new store was coming, which wasn't far from my mom's spot. So I think it was literally, we were like 2 stores apart from each other. Anyway, so when the store was like coming up or whatever, my mom's manager, what we gonna call her? Because it was a husband and wife. What we gonna call her? Celeste. We're gonna call the wife Celeste, and we're gonna call the dude Radio, because he liked to talk a lot. So we're gonna call the dude Radio. So Celeste was pretty much like my point of contact person, because she knew more about the information about the new store that was coming in. And so they had called me, and she was like, Celeste had called me, so she was like, hey, like, they're taking applications, and I had put in a word for you, so you might want to come up, and they'll do your interview on the spot. So I went up there, filled out my application, and once I filled out my application, they did do my interview on the spot. And so I got the job. So the lady was like, well, you're hired because you know somebody that's already here. So we wanted to look like, like the family type situation, which is what Walmart used to do. Walmart used to ask, like, when they first started, like, doing, like, mass hiring, they would want you to bring in your family members so it would look like a family atmosphere. so to speak. Well, the Walmart that I worked at. So anyway, I got the job. So like my very first day, when I was filling out like the paperwork and everything, Celeste walked into the store, and so my manager came to the back and stuff. She was like, Angel, your mom's out here. Y'all, Celeste is Caucasian. Full blown Caucasian. So I was like, my mom. So when I walked out, because I was like, I knew my mom was home. Like, she wasn't working in retail. I knew my mom was home. And I was like, my mom? And so I walked out, and it was Celeste. And so when I saw her, we both started laughing. But we didn't even correct the lady. Like, we just started laughing. And so she was like, I was just coming to check on you. Like, you excited about your first day? And it kind of flowed into what the lady assumed. And I was like, oh, yeah. And so she was like, okay, well, good luck. And, I'm excited for you. So, we started working or whatever. So, lo and behold, like, I think I worked there for, like, a good, I would say 5 months. Because the store was seasonal. They wanted to really be out there during, like, Christmas time. Because Christmas time was, like, their peak. When literally, when I tell you everything was $1 in the store, everything was $1. It was literally, like, trinkets and stuff. But stocking and all that it got on my nerves. But the cash register, like, literally, you were straight, because it was literally, you hitting a button, dollar. Your biggest issue will probably be like wrapping up stuff, because they did have a lot of ceramic situations. So lo and behold, like, my mom was getting to the point where she was like, 3 jobs was really wearing on her. And so she wanted to just do 2, which would have been like her main job as a police officer. And then my mom was a really good cook. And so she worked at the truck stop as a cook / dishwasher for extra money as well. So at this time, again, my mom had 3 jobs. She was getting herself out of debt from the coca addicted nightmare of a husband that she had. So she was working her main job as a police officer, her a cook dishwasher at the truck stop, and she was in retail at kitchen collection. She was a store associate. And so she was like, she wanted to cut back. So she was talking to Celeste, and she told Celeste, she was like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and give my 2 weeks notice and cut back. I think she did it for a good 6 months. And so she was like, I'm gonna cut back and just work 2 jobs, and the cook / dishwasher pays me more. So since y'all don't have any more room, like, to bring Angel on, why don't you just, since they're closing, Angel's job is closing, why don't you just give her my spot? And so they was like, oh, that's, that'll work, because that way we don't have to do like the hiring processing of going through trying to find somebody. She could just, yeah, that'll work. That's perfect. So once my it wasn't Dollar Tree, it was a dollar store. I don't remember the name of it. It was dollar something. I think it was like Dollar World, dollar something. Child. Literally. Oh, and on side note, what also I really hated, besides the ceramic situations, my manager, the radio station that they had, always played "Come on, Ride This Train," and she used to go ride it. Come on, ride this train. She was Caucasian, but I was tired of hearing it. For real. Oh my God. That radio station, I don't know the radio station, they played it all the time. And every time they played it, she was hype. So glad that was over. They went back to their main store, which was not like in our town anywhere. They was some other town was their main store. Anyway, that job ended, and I went and started working at Kitchen Collections. So when I started working at Kitchen Collections with Celeste and radio, there was this other girl there. What are we gonna call her? I didn't give her a name. We're gonna call her Ashley. So it was me, Celeste, radio, Ashley. But most of the time I work with Ashley, because Ashley was like the assistant manager / sales person. So we really didn't get busy until like the weekends at certain spots. But Kitchen Collections was expensive. So if they was coming in here, because this was when like the mixers, like the mixers that sit on there and it has the bowl, those, I can't remember the name of them. I'll insert the picture of it. But this specific mixer was hot at the time, and it was like $300, $400. But people was coming in there buying them, which was crazy. But even like certain things like silverware, and it was just regular schmegular silverware, little trinkets, odds and ends, like kebab holders. The ish was expensive. It was crazy how expensive the stuff was, but people were coming in there buying it. But usually when it came down to like at night or whatever, it was real slow. It was cool. So lo and behold, like I had been working there for, I would say, like a good 2 to 3 months. Was it a good 2 to 3 months? I think like a good 2 or 3 months, and everything was going everything was going good. Everything was like chill, real chill, to be totally honest. So me and Ashley, most of the time we're the ones working together, to be totally honest. And Ashley had a little yeah, which was cool because as I stated, we were very rare, we were busy. So, but she would have a little yeah. So most of the time she'd be like, girl, I'm gonna hang out my little yeah right quick. Like I'm come for the store right quick, and she'll be gone for like an hour or so, whatever. But out of the deal, I would get food. So the times when he wouldn't come up there and like hang out with her, and he'd be like, she'd be calling and be like, hey, I'm hungry. It don't be her, it would be me. And I'd be like, yeah, bring me a Big Mac. I was real huge on eating Big Macs. A lot, baby. Big Mac me, please. The Big Mac meal, maybe that's why I was like that. But I was in high school, so I wasn't even nowhere near thought about even close. But that's so crazy how I was real crazy about Big Macs, and then years later, he was crazy about Big Mac meals. That's crazy. But anyway, this one specific time, like, hello, yeah, sent his homeboy in to bring the Big Mac meal. And so when he dropped it off or whatever, he was like, here go your food. He was like, come outside and see him, like he want to talk to you right quick. And so she was like, oh, okay. So she went outside to talk to him right quick. And then when she came back in, literally the food was for me. She wasn't hungry. She had called and she was like, girl, he'll bring me anything I want. He'll pull up. And he did. And so I was like, girl, tell him to bring me a Big Mac meal. McDonald's was literally right there. But the hours that I work, I only got 15 minutes. I only got a 15-minute break. And so it was literally just me and her in the store. And so he went and got the Big Mac meal. Brought the Big Mac meal. His homeboy brought it, actually. After she came back, she was like, girl, go ahead, eat your burger. He gone. Well, she thought. So the homeboy came walking back up. And so it was like, dang. So the homeboy came walking, like, I'm eating. He was like, dang, the homeboy. He was like, why you ain't say you was hungry? Like, we would have bought you a burger, too. She wasn't hungry originally. The burger was already for me. And I was like, it's all good. She hungry. He was like, dang, greedy. And I was like, you trying to be funny? And he was like, what you mean? I was like, you trying to be funny? He was like, no, I'm just saying, like, you eat her food. And I was like, she gave it to me. He was like, okay. And he kept dwelling on it. Like, dang, greedy. Like on and on and on. Like a broken record about this dang burger. And it's like, sir, first of all, you don't know. Like, I'm not telling you. But you have no idea. Like, she ordered it for me. Like, it was originally for me. It had absolutely nothing to do with her. But you don't know that. And so you kept going on and on and on. I say, since you got so much mouth, like, why are you here? Which was confusing anyway, because it was me, Ashley, and him in the store. Where the hell was the little yeah? I think he was walking around. I think he was shopping, I guess. I don't know. But it was like, why you here with your homeboy? And I was like, why you in here? And so he was like, I'm just in here chilling, waiting for him to get done. And so he was like, dang, greedy. Like, you act like, he was like, we could have got you something from the food court. We could have, like, it's Sabaros. It's like we had a good little food court. And I was like, I know what's over there. And so he was like, dang, greedy. Like, you could, like, he kept going on and on and on. And so, mind you, you are the father of one of my classmates' baby. And at this time, I think we are in 11th grade, or either we had just got to the 12th grade. And you are way older than her. Sir, you are way older than her. Matter of fact, I know you, like, we are somewhat associates type cool, because I used to date your brother, and your brother got killed unalived. So that's how we kind of like associate, kind of know each other, but we kind of like, yeah. Anyway. So we still going back and forth, like about this burger, and I was like, at this point, and I was like, you got all this mouth. Why you not helping my homegirl out with her baby? What? Why you not helping my homegirl out with the baby? I am helping her with the baby. I give her money. I make sure that baby's taken care of. What you talking about? Now you got real defensive. Like your tone changed. Are you helping? Because why you got so defensive? Why all of a sudden we mounted up like we the Marines, we the Army, we the Navy. You got real big Air Force strong with it. What happened? Cause we was just jokey. We was just Steve Harvey, DL Hughley wrapped in one over here. Cause we was jokey about this Big Mac meal. Now that I brought this baby and how you not helping and how you not paying no bills, we got defensive. All the jokes out the window. You not a comedian no more, Kevin Hart? So he was like, what you mean? Like, I take care. I make sure my son is well taken care of. I make sure my son is well taken care of. I said, really? He was like, I'm just saying, like, all you had to do was say, like, you know, like you wanted a burger. Like, that's all you had to say. And so Ashley got to the point, she was like, oh my God, I'm tired of hearing that. She was like, truth be told, like, the burger was always for her. It was never for me. It was always for her. Oh, you playing my boy, you using my boy. And she was like, how am I using him? Now, mind you, Ashley and her little yeah, like they been kicking it and cool for a minute. So, how she playing him? How she using him? When he do this all the time. And that's literally what she said. She was like, he buy me food and bring me stuff all the time when I'm up here at work. So, literally, she was saying how she was hungry and she didn't want nothing out of the food court. And I was like, girl, let me call my little yeah, and he'll bring you something. So now you quiet, like you the library. You quiet, like somebody revoked your library card. Now you quiet. And I was like, oh, we don't have nothing to say now? Now that you know that the food was already for me, you don't have nothing to say? You ain't got no jokes. And you ain't doing right by your baby? I do right by my baby. I do right by my baby. Man, let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. Let me go see if yeah ready. I was like, bye. So as he's walking out the door, he was like, and I was like, oh, so Ashley was like, oh, and I was like, yeah, you ain't taking care of that baby because ain't no way you get that mad. Ain't no way you get that mad because dudes who doing what they supposed to do, you not defensive. There's no need for you to get mad. There's no need for you to come up with nothing because it's like, I know what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And there's no need for you to get mad. So she was like, dang, I wonder if he gonna tell. And I was like, girl, even if he does tell, just tell a boy, like, I was just really hungry or whatever. And like you wanted to make sure like I ate because there was nothing in the food court that I wanted. And so her little yeah came in the store. And so he came back with his little, he was like, man, she ate that burger. Like, you went and got that burger for her. And he was like, and I knew her little yeah. Like, I knew her little yeah. So he was like, so? And he was like, what's up? And I was like, what's up? Like, we greeted each other because we knew each other. And so he was like, I'm going to the car. So he walked out. He was like, what's wrong with him? And I was like, not taking care of his baby. Not taking care of his baby. I was like, and he was real adamant, real mad that I was eating the burger. He was like, it's not that big of a deal. He was like, anytime that y'all want something to eat, just let me know. Anyway, after this specific night was over, like, me and Ashley, again, most of the time, me and Ashley work together. So, you know, it's always that one coworker that you look forward to, that you hope you working with. Because working with radio, like, I had worked with radio, but he talked a lot about a bunch of nothing. You just talk. Celeste was okay, but like, she would talk here and there. Celeste, it made it to a point where it was kind of uncomfortable, because you know those Caucasian people who feel like they need to go extend themselves and then go above and beyond to try to make a black person feel comfortable, or they asking questions like, you know, I was just wondering, do black people really feel uncomfortable in a room full of white people? Yes. But, I mean, you know, stuff like that. Like, yeah. Anyway, so it had got to the point where, like, they had put the schedule up. And so once they had put the schedule up, I looked at it and I was like, ooh, I got 3 days off. Like, I was like, girl, I got the weekend off. So Ashley was like, huh? And I was like, girl, I got the weekend off, girl. I got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. I got the weekend off. She was like, dang, how you get the weekend off? I was like, I don't know, but I appreciate it. Thank you. That works out better for me anyway. Because, again, like, even if I worked, if I didn't have a basketball game on Friday, I would work, like, that afternoon. But most of the time, I would work, like, Saturday morning because I would have a basketball game that evening. So it worked for me, like, to finally be off, because it's like, if I got to do basketball, I don't want to do both, but I wanted the money. Anyway, so I was like, ooh, girl, it works for me. And I enjoyed my weekend. So I came back from the weekend, like, throughout the weekend, like, I'm catching up, having a good time, sleeping, watching TV. But I don't know if I had a game or not. I don't think so. I also think this was during the time when my mom went to the Olympics, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I don't know. But I got proof that we worked in kitchen collections. Like, I got a picture where I was visiting my mom. I'll put that in there. Where I was visiting my mom while she was still working there. Aww. Yeah. Anyway, so, like, I'm enjoying my weekend. Yeah, I really do believe. Yeah, my mom was at the Olympics. She was. She was at the Olympics. She was. She had to be. Yeah. Anyway, so enjoy my weekend. So it was time for me to go to work on Monday, right? Was it some Monday? Yeah, it was time for me to go to work on Monday. So I'm after school, bebopping on, bebopping on up, feeling good that I done, done had the little weekend off, and I bebopping there because I'm looking at the schedule because I wrote my schedule down because they would post the schedule up in the back where the employees was, and I would write my schedule down so I can put it on the calendar, so I knew what to maneuver, where I was supposed to be if I had a game, etc., so I could tell them to let them know, like, the schedule of what my availability was. So I'm walking, bebopping in there, coming good off a fresh good weekend. I walk in, and Celeste was like, "What happened to you?" I said, "What you mean? What happened to me? What you talking about?" And so she was like, "You was no call, no show all weekend." Who was no call, no show all weekend? She was like, "You was," and I was like, "No, I had the weekend off." And so she was like, "No, you didn't." And I said, "The schedule that I copied back there, I had the weekend off." She said, "Well, you can go back there and look." So I walked in the back and look at the schedule, and my schedule, the name is whited out, and they put this other girl name in there. So you already hired somebody. So I'm looking at the schedule, and I'm going, I know what I wrote down because I write down my schedule all the time. I've been doing it since I worked there. This, like, my routine has not changed. I write down my schedule so I'll know, because I have to be able to coincide work, basketball, school, etc. Like, what's the test? SATs, like, all this stuff is on the calendar. Like, I know how to maneuver. I know what I'm doing. I know what place I'm supposed to be. That's how I operated. I've been operating like that for years. So I was like, no, I know what I wrote down. And so she came. She was like, "Do you see where, like, I said, well, it's already white out all over it. So the proof that I had, or even if there was proof, like, I was supposed to work, you've already wiped that out." I was like, "But it wasn't there." She was like, "Yes, it was. Yes, it was." Mind you, the new girl is there already. I said, that's real interesting. So she was like, well, since you was no call, no show for 3 days, we're going to have to let you go. I said, somebody lying up in here. And so Celeste said, excuse me? I said, somebody lying up in here. So Radio was there too. Mind you, it's Radio, Celeste, and this girl, this new girl. The new girl was Caucasian too. Ashley is not working. So I was like, somebody lying up in here. She said, excuse me? I said, somebody lying up in here. So Radio was like, do we need to call security? Mind you, these people got me the job, my first job over here. This other, my boss over in the dollar world, whatever it was called, thought you was my mama. I said, security? They was like, security. Like, you know, we gave you this job because we respected your mom. I said, stop right there. Stop. I was like, I don't even know what this is. In all actuality, I have no clue what this is. And I was like, but I know what was on the schedule. And I was like, matter of fact, it's real interesting. Like, you already hired somebody. So the girl said, I'm going to get her name too. Her name going to be Exit Hell, since she was exiting me out. She was like, hi, I'm Exit. She was like, I'm their cousin. Oh, your cousin must be moved in, or your cousin really needed a job, and let's get rid of the little black girl because her mama not here. Oh, okay. You planned that. You planned it because I know what my schedule said. I know what I wrote down. I looked at the schedule. It's a calendar. Y'all already have stuff planned out. So I was no call, no show. And then on top of that, I said, and if that was the case, how were you scheduling around my basketball games? Quiet. I said, exactly. This is how I know somebody ain't here lying. Because there's no way that I would have been on the schedule for Friday because I had a game. So I wouldn't have been here because I get out of school at 12. Usually they don't schedule me on Fridays because I get out of school at 12. And if we have an away game, we have to be to the school at a certain time. And I only have a couple of hours to prep. So I wasn't on the schedule for Friday. No, you had to be. No, I wasn't because I had a game. And I was like, so basically, you asked me out or you maneuvered, you're lying, so you can give your cousin a job. That's cool. It's whatever. This frees up my weekend anyway. So, Lumbo, I was like, baby, it's whatever. And still to this day, I don't ever bring a lot of stuff because I don't ever want a lot of stuff to carry out because you never know how this job is going to roll. Even to this day, my desk right now don't have a lot of stuff in it. Because when it's time to go, it's like a quick slack. We out of here. So I was like, it don't matter. I'm out of here. Goodbye. So she was like, we'll mail you your check. Walked on out of there, got in my car, and was like, all right, I got to look for something else. But at this point in time, I'm going to enjoy myself. Went home. Waiting for my mama to call me. Because, baby, I can't wait to give you this tea. I can't wait to tell you, like, what's up? What's going on? So, my mama called me because she would call and check. You know, once she got off her shift, if it wasn't too late, she would call and check every day. So, she called, and I was like, hey, mama girl. So, she was like, hey, what's going on? How was school? How's your games? What was what has happened? Like, you know, inform me, brief me, what's going on? And I was like, oh, I got fired. She said, excuse me? I said, I got fired. And so she's like, from where? And I was like, kitchen collections. And so she was like, why? And I was like, I wrote down my schedule, and the schedule that I wrote down, I had the weekend off. I was like, but when I went back in today, because I was supposed to work, they had already had somebody there to take my place, which was their cousin. And I said, and they told me it was a no call, no show. That I no call, no show all weekend. And so she said, so what was the first day that you was supposed to work? I said, Friday. She said, you didn't have a game? I said, no, ma'am, I said, oh, I had a game. No, ma'am, I had a game. And so she was like, so how would they have you on schedule for Friday if you had a game? I said, exactly. I said, but here's the other thing, mama. If I was on the schedule and I was a no call, no show, why wouldn't you call me to say, hey, you on the schedule? I haven't heard from those people all weekend. Nobody said nothing. I said, but their cousin is already there. She said, who? I said, their cousin. I said, Exit. I said, their cousin Exit is already there to take my place. She was like, oh, that was planned. That had to be planned. Right. And I was like, because literally I caught her in the lie. I said, Celeste was doing most of the talking. I said, oh, no, get this. Radio was like, do I need to call security? She said, excuse me? I said, she said, do I need to call security? So she was like, let me call up there. And I was like, no. We not even worried about that. I said, I mean, you can if that's what you want to do. And I was like, but I'm not even worried about that. And I was like, I just got to find me something else because, I got to pay my little Fingerhut bill. Baby, I was in Fingerhut in that catalog. Those who know, those who get it. Baby, that Fingerhut in Columbia House, you get your CDs for 1 cent. You get 10 CDs for a penny. And you only pay the shipping. Baby, I needed to pay my Fingerhut and my Columbia House bill, okay? I ain't got time, baby, because my Fingerhut, that's where I got my first stereo at. Like, my room was hooked up, and my stereo was only $12 a month. The interest was ridiculous. But, baby, I was Fingerhut out. Period. Anyway. So I was like, don't worry about it. Like, I'll just look for something else because I got bills to pay. Which I did. Which was my Fingerhut and my Columbia House. And then there was another one besides Columbia House. I can't remember the name of it. But it was another CD place too, baby. My CD collection, I had a big old stack. I had a big old case like that full of CDs. Baby, my collection was A1. And my dumb ass left it on the door when we was moving out. Anyway. So she was like, well, yeah. She was like, I'm sorry you had to go through that. And so she was like, that was a setup. That was definitely a setup. And I was like, yep, it was a job heist. And I was like, but it's all good. And I was like, they was looking out for their family. And I was like, as usual, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So they was looking out for their family. And I was like, it's whatever. And you not here. So, yeah. So she was like, I'm still going to call them because if that was the case, right, why didn't they call you? Why didn't they say, hey, you on the schedule? And I was like, you couldn't say that because your whole intentions was to hire your cousin, especially when you was like, oh, you was on the schedule on Friday and I had a game. You little liar, pants on fire. There's no way you scheduled me on Friday, which put a hole in your lie. But anyway, yeah, that's the story time of the job heist and how, they basically set me up, gave me the weekend off, then maneuvered their cousin right on in there and was like, yeah, you out of here. Get the out of here. Oh, well. I love you the most because you're definitely the dopest in real life, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.